Today I'm going to explain to you why Tibia PvP currently sucks and how Cipsoft, or we as the players, can fix it.
10 years ago, I uploaded my first YouTube video, a rant about why Tibia PvP sucked. Back then, I thought fixing PvP would fix the game, but a decade later, I realized it wasn't just the PvP that changed, it was Tibia as a whole. So in this video, we're not just talking about PvP, we're talking about the game itself. Just kidding, it's not that dramatic. I'm not actually going to say the game sucks, but I am here to talk about what's missing in Tibia and how we can bring that magic back. Believe it or not, a lot of people actually say the game is better than ever. I just did a stream on Twitch last weekend where I tried New Haven, the starting area replacing Dawnport. And you know what? I liked it. It definitely didn't have the RPG touch Regard originally had, but it seemed much easier and friendlier for new players, and I know that's better for the game. Even though I haven't played in 8 years, I still follow the game because, honestly, I miss Tibia. And I know it's still there, but it's not the Tibia I knew and loved. It's a different Tibia. To me, global Tibia today is like retail World of Warcraft. You can log in, you can run around destroying monsters, you can watch numbers go up, and you'll have a good time doing it. But neither Tibia nor WoW are anything like they were 20 years ago. And yeah, I literally mean 20 years ago, the year 2005. That was when Tibia added Port Hope and made runes buyable from NPC. And vanilla WoW just added the Zul'Gurub raid. Are you guys feeling old yet? Because I am. Anyways, the game is just different. In fact, there's a big issue in Tibia when you look around at every other MMORPG, and that's the fact that they don't offer a classic version of their game. If you aren't a fan of current Tibia, you're out of luck. Your only options are private servers, or OTs as Tibians like to call them, and I think that's a huge loss for Cipsoft. I think they're leaving a lot of money and a lot of players on the table not offering any sort of alternative. Almost every modern MMORPG has a classic version of their game, or is at least in the process of making one. Using World of Warcraft again, they've got Classic WoW, a re-release of the original 2004 game which progresses through all of the other expansions. Actually, they have Classic WoW Mists of Pandaria, Classic WoW Anniversary, and they've already done 2 seasonal cycles of Classic WoW Season of Mastery and Classic WoW Season of Discovery. That's a lot of Classic WoW. I love the game and I couldn't even keep up with all the versions. RuneScape has a classic version too, which I'm sure many of you know unless you've been living under a rock. They've actually gone on to add totally custom content that never existed back in the day, and people love it. The game has been growing for the last decade or so. And I could keep going. Ion, Lineage 2, Ultima Online, Ragnarok, and other MMOs are working on their own. But when asked, Cipsoft has said they have, quote, absolutely no plans for a classic/retro Tibia server. And for the record, I don't disagree with their stance, nor do I think the points they make are wrong. In fact, I think they make a lot of good points and clearly state the problems with old Tibia. For example, what version is old Tibia? Are we literally talking about version 4.0, 6.0, 7.4? There's a lot of old Tibia versions. If we look at this graph of Tibia's population, people barely knew about the game until 2003-2004. It didn't really start to take off until just about 2005. On the official website, we can even see that to this day, the highest population ever recorded was in November 2007. So does that mean that version 8.0 is the true classic Tibia, the version which added Svargrond and was played entirely with hotkeys? Well, I guess it depends who you ask. Cipsoft's post also says that many players would probably get bored sooner or later without any new content. They're definitely not wrong there. Old Tibia didn't have nearly as much to do as it does today. Just look at these two maps side by side. Old Tibia's map was much smaller and there were way fewer hunting grounds. Today's map is huge, yet people still can't find anything to hunt. And yeah, I'm only kidding, it's because they want to hunt the meta spawns, but the point remains. Imagine being trapped in a single version of old Tibia. Once you do everything there is to do, well, what do you do next? Games need updates and new content to keep players engaged. The post also talks about how our memories of the old days may not always be as good as we remember them. We've all heard people say that nostalgia is like looking at the past with rose-colored glasses. When we do this, we're often focusing on the good while forgetting the negative details. Well, what negative details are we forgetting when we think of the old days? Actually, quite a few. How about bots? Those plagued Tibia all the way up until 2017 when BattleEye was introduced, which was 8 years ago now. The game was also much more manual depending on which version we're talking about. At one point you had to pick up spears, drag loot to your backpack after killing a monster. Everything was done with the mouse. The game evolved and removed these pain points over time. Today you've got hotkeys, auto loot, all features that make the game easier and less tedious. I think we're ready for even more convenience too, because I'm starting to see more and more people talk about using foot pedals to play. Listen, I have a 12-button mouse and I love it, but foot pedals? That's insane. Despite the problems I mentioned, people still love the classic game. And honestly, Cipsoft's stance on classic servers sounds a little familiar.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
That was Blizzard's former president in 2013, just 6 years before they released Classic WoW, which was a huge success, by the way. So as we've learned, it doesn't matter that these old games have flaws or that people enjoy modern conveniences. Playing a classic version of your favorite MMO isn't about playing the perfect game. It's about rediscovering what made you fall in love with the game in the first place. For some of you, it's your childhood. It's that feeling of returning to your hometown after many years away. You still remember why you left in the first place, but that doesn't mean you don't hold a spot for it in your heart, because that place is filled with memories, both good and bad, but that's how life goes. For those who didn't experience it in their childhood, it's a chance to live history you never did, to put yourself in the shoes of the legends who came before you, to conquer the Annihilator exactly as it was, frantically UHing yourself surrounded by your fallen comrades, or to even loot items when they actually meant something and weren't just profit. And those are just two of the many reasons I think classic servers are successful, for any MMO. So I propose this question to you guys. Would you play old Tibia? Classic Tibia? Legacy Tibia? Whatever you want to call it? Or better yet, could a classic Tibia even work? That was the exact Reddit post I came across earlier this year that got me thinking, and the stars just kind of aligned. As expected, the responses all kind of said that the old days are no good and the current state of the game is the best. To each their own, we can sit here and argue all day about this topic. We'll never truly know if it could work without doing it. And Cipsoft has already said that they have no plans. So like this user said, why not launch one as a test? And that is why I'm here today. What's up guys, Eric Psykik here, and today I am officially announcing Project Fibula. A fan-based, not-for-profit classic Tibia emulation server. The same game we grew up with, rebuilt for the community. A project meant to relive the Tibia that no longer exists, the one that made so many of us fall in love with MMORPGs in the first place. In Project Fibula, everyone gets free premium. There's no fee to play, no cash shop, no monetization. The server will launch as a PvP progression server starting with Tibia 7.1. Over time, we'll progress through the updates, 7.2, 7.3, all the way to 7.6, with each update introducing features and content just as they originally were, for the most part. Before we go any further, the number one thing you're probably wondering is when. And the answer is Saturday, November 8th, my 10-year YouTube anniversary. So whether you're an old school player who wants to relive the past, or someone who never got to experience it the first time, this is your chance. Come join us at projectfibula.com or join the Discord using the link in the description. And if you don't have the time or desire to play, that's fine. You can still keep up with the game on Twitch and YouTube. I'll be streaming up to the server launch over on my Twitch channel, and I would definitely love to make some YouTube videos documenting how the server progresses. So make sure to subscribe if you're interested in those. Alright, so now that I've hopefully hyped you up, let me put out one single disclaimer. I'm the only developer working on this project, and it's also my first time launching a server. I'm definitely anticipating there will be issues. I don't know a single server that has launched without any. But if there's one thing I can promise you guys, it's that I'm going to give it my best shot and try my absolute hardest to make this a fun experience. And thanks to the testers I've had already, the server has come a long way. I can't thank them enough for their help in getting this ready, in addition to the OTLand community and everyone else who has helped me so far. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. I missed you all, and I'm really excited to see many of you come play. Regardless of what happens, I hope this is the beginning of something really cool. Alright, well, I don't know if this is a thing anymore on YouTube, but it wouldn't be a proper comeback without the old outro. I'll see you guys next time.